Hello, my name is Patty Wunder. I am an independent Scentsy director for Team Wunder Bar, and I am coming to you tonight to do a training on how I do my Scentsy parties and do some product training as well. So if you're catching this on the replay, please let me know below, as this is being recorded on Facebook. Hello, please don't hesitate to say hello. I might not see your comments at the moment. Oh, yes, I can. Okay. I'll just wait 1 minute for people to hop on. I can come down a smidge. Hi, this is Ted. Oh, your leg. Is your leg stuck? Just give a couple minutes for people to hop on and find us. Hello, Joanne. Hi, Treen. Say hi, Treen. I am pet sitting right now. So this is in their kitchen. One of the great things about our business is it can go anywhere. Okay. Oh, somehow we lost somebody. Hello. I'll give till 7:02 on my clock, and then I'm gonna get going because it is actually a lot to cover, but I don't think I've ever done this. The reason this came about was we were supposed to do a team bingo in person tonight, and I was gonna train you on the products and how I do my parties, but because of the COVID-19, I wanted to just, if you can stay home, stay home. And so I offered up this kind of thing, or to teach you Scentsy bingo, so online bingo. So there are some amazing videos on how to do online Scentsy bingo parties. If you go to YouTube, Ediane Pelletier has one that's my favorite, but if you put in there online Scentsy bingo, you will find lots of videos, so you can still learn how to do online bingo that way. I used to do them all the time for my VIPs, and so I'll be bringing those back. But the bulk of my business is home parties. I have always done a lot of home parties or business parties. I ask people why they have continuous parties with me over and over and over again, and they all say I'm entertaining, so I guess that's a good thing. And I'm kind of strict. I'm not a really fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. So I do have everything. It's very routine. It's very methodical. It's very, when I started as a Scentsy consultant, I watched someone's Scentsy description, hey Anita, and I made flashcards. I made flashcards because I don't like talking in front of people. I get really nervous. Anita probably remembers this. And I didn't want to say too much because I can go on forever, but I also wanted to make sure I got at least 3 to 5 highlights for each thing, so that I wouldn't forget the selling points of those things, being nervous and flustered and things like that. So, so for over a year, I used flashcards at my parties. I would read them and I would look up, and I'd read them and I look up. So if you need to take notes, take notes. If you need flashcards at your parties, have flashcards at your parties. But I'm gonna just basically give you the rundown. I'm gonna probably swipe comments away for now, but if you have questions and things, I'll swipe them back I'll swipe them back at the end and answer them then, because I really want to stay on track And I really just want to get through things, and then I'll come back afterwards and answer your questions. But if it's already been said, I'm going to ignore the question because you need to go back and just rewatch it. Okay, I have a display set up behind me. Now, oddly, I take most of this to my parties. There's some on that side as well. And everything up here I got for free or half price. Mostly free. By attending things, by using host credit, by following up with customers and taking their orders and having that party created. So please don't think that if you're new, you need all this right now. You do not. You have plenty in your kit. If there's two things that I would say that you should get that don't come in your kit, I would say diffuser, either that one or that one. And I would say a buddy. And I use Lenny because Lenny's in our catalog. Quick question. Can you hear the air conditioner blowing on me? If that's too loud, can you please let me know? But that's it. The rest of the stuff, it can come and go. Use your half price credits, use your host credits, use your perpetual rewards. Because when you're new and you're booking all these parties and sharing sessions and you're collecting all the orders, all of those extra half price and host credit things are yours. When somebody has a party, but you have, thank you, when somebody has a $370 party, let's just say that, we're talking New Zealand dollars, but say 5 people give you orders for bars or whiffs or whatever, put them, if you're not already, because I'm not going to assume anybody knows anything at this point, put them on that order and you use the extra credit and the extra half price if another one comes up for you. You don't give it to the host, you do it for you. So that's how you get your washer whiffs to make samples and your pods and these kind of things. I got that at SFR. I got that at SFR. I got that at, I think, World Tour. I got that at World Tour. That I got for free. Dorothy replaced this for me because it shattered at her holiday open house. I got the pet stuff for free. Got the buddy clip for free. I got the diffuser for free. I got that diffuser for free. I've gotten all of this for free, just to give you an idea. But saying that, it's because I continually share and I always try to make sure I'm following up and getting orders. So saying that, I just want to make sure that when we have new people watching that they don't look at this and just go, oh my God, I have to buy all that stuff. No, you do not. And actually, if Scentsy would stop bringing out all these new products, it would be really lovely sometimes. Because I'm like, oh man, something else. Oh, something else. The warmers that I have out right now that I'm taking, this was because a party of mine that I just had last week, they had seen all the new things already because this was the second or third party in this string of parties. So I pulled some other things out. So we have the Nova warmer and then the pink topaz, which is in clearance. So yeah. All right. So now I'm going to get going and I'm going to tell you kind of how I prep and what I do for my parties. So because I take all my product testers and I put them in their own little baskets. Every single category. So this one says fruity, backwards too, but it says fruity. And every single container has their own category in them. You won't believe how many parties I do where maybe people have been to another party and see how I do things and I actually win them as customers because it was effortless and it wasn't confusing and time consuming. People are like, oh my God, I went to a party. She just had them all dumped in a pile. It was so hard and it took so long. And I'm like, yeah, no, we don't have time for that. So these baskets I got at Countdown. They were on sale, I think, for $1.50 or something when I got them. I know a couple people use Sistema containers or Tupperware containers. Or when I first started, Anita will remember this, I used ice cream containers and I just stacked them on top of each other. And so, yeah. So it just helps to separate them because these get passed around to people's laps, on the table, on the floor, wherever, and everything stays put. Because all my testers are there, I now use the container that your testers came in. I use this when I put all my catalogs and everything, and my booking calendar is in there. My bag of pens is in there. And then I have, this is my closing bag. So in this closing bag, all Smiggle stuff, I have order forms. So my order forms, I have highlighted everything I want them to fill out. I also have shipping crossed off on the bottom, and then I just write 15% by the shipping there. And the reason why I do that is if people are, because usually they write their own orders up, and they end up charging themselves way more than they have to. So I just cross it off and just say shipping's 15%. If the party gets to 925 New Zealand dollars, then they get it for 10%. So, but for the most part, it's 15%, and that's all I say. The other thing I do is I have a stamp for my business. So I stamp every single, it's a tri copy. So every copy is stamped, because you don't want to be wasting labels. That's too expensive. Use your stamp whenever you can, and I ordered the stamp from Vistaprint. So, like I said, I'm going to try to cover everything, and I'm going to probably be trying to move quickly. So, so this is in here. The other thing I have in here is some business cards in case. I do have a name badge. Don't know why, but I do. It's probably for events, so I don't forget. Business cards, calculator. I have my bank details written down here. One day I will have labels. I've had this since I started. I've taken this to probably 400, now maybe 500 parties, and they take a snapshot of it, or they grab it and they just quick do it while we're there. It's really funny, but honest to God, this has been my, can I get your bank details? And I just hand them this and they pay it and we're good to go. So whatever that looks like for you is just that's very old school, isn't it? I also have a little notebook in there, because sometimes when you're trying to figure out host rewards or things like that, sometimes you need scratch paper, and so that's why I have that in there. And then once the orders are at the party and I've collected all the orders and I'm cleaning up kind of thing, once I've totaled the orders go in here. There's a back pocket, and this is a Scentsy check. It's in our team page, but it actually, what you do is you date it, and you can actually figure out what the percentage was if you flip the party, how much money she would make from that party if she joined. Usually it's 20%, but you can actually show her how much she would have made on her own party if she decided to join. So that's something that I keep in there too, is a little stack of those little checks. So basically everything, you too can be a director. Everything is in the bag. So in the end of the day, I have to take one bag inside and this. The rest can stay in the car. For those of you that don't know about my booking calendar, I do have a video on YouTube about bookings. And this is one of the first things I talk about, because it's one of the most important things in my business. So having a booking calendar that doesn't have all your personal crap all over it. So that is that. The other thing that I do, sorry, just grabbing this, I don't want any cats or dogs eating it. I check my workstation and see which buddies are currently available. And I take a screenshot and then I print it and laminate it. So I have this laminated sheet with me so people can see what buddies are current. If one of these goes sold out, I'll just put sold out over the top of it so I don't have to keep making these. Obviously that has changed a little bit as well, because we have Mushu. The other thing I have right now, especially this month, is a list of everything in our join kit. If you go to your PWS and you click join my team, and then you click New Zealand or Australia, wherever you are, or America. It will take you to an enrollment page. The enrollment page, this is a screenshot from the enrollment page. So it gives you a list of everything that's in the kit. So that's where I get this at the first of every month. That's the first place I go. On the back of this, I have printed out the flyer and circled free with the arrow so that people know what they can earn this month in their first 15 days for free. And it has the list of all those items here. So this is easy for them or you to pass around at your parties when you're talking later about joining. I find out the night before how many people have confirmed that they're coming. And the other thing I have in there, and I don't have one because I just gave it away because I was only coming here. I have 3 hostess packs all the time already pre-made up, and then in their host join packets. And then I have 3 host sheets that I put in when you're going to host, and a stack of postcards in case people want postcards for their party. But I have these along, and I just add these when people need them for party bookings. But the night before or the day before the party, I will contact the host and say, how many confirmed guests are we expecting tomorrow? And she usually says 8 to 10. That's my normal answer. And I say, great, I will pack for 12. If you think it's going to be more than that, please let me know by this and this time. Because I pack everything the night before, because otherwise I get overwhelmed and stressed. I don't like things happening last minute. It doesn't sit well with me. I already am nervous about going to do the party, even today. The same, like even now that I did all those parties, right? God, I can't talk. Not a great night to do these in. All right, so when I make these up for everybody gets a like it, love it sheet. I print 2 a page and then cut them in half. And then obviously you want your details and everything. So I stamp my details down here. Thank you to Ange Russell for making these. I have a product sheet folded in half. And for me, this is what they get to draw on. This is what they get to circle, check, whatever the heck they want to do with it. And they get a catalog, and every catalog has tabs. Again, if you haven't watched any of my tabbing videos, you'll want to do that. I think there's some on YouTube as well. Most of you have been to my parties, so you kind of know how I operate. I did one party without the tabs once. I will never do it again from now. They will get tabbed until I die. So make sure your catalog is labeled. Make sure your product sheet is stamped. And make sure your like it, love it sheet is also stamped. So when people come in, I give them that pack of things. They don't get their order form in the beginning. And I give them a pen, and I give them a container, and I have them go sit down and start smelling. So the reason why I do it in the beginning is because it's kind of a social thing. And it gets people talking, and some people are getting drinks, and some people are late. So if everybody's sniffing usually if like the party's at 7 p.m., people start showing up hopefully about 1:45 or 10:45, and they get their drink, they say hello, and they do their chit chat, and then they come sit down, and I get them smelling the scents and doing their like it, love it sheet. Most of the time, if people are on time and everybody's there by 7:05, they will all be done sniffing by 7:30, 7:35. Usually. If I notice people talking and not smelling, I'll be like, hey, sniff. Sniff and talk. So obviously I try to be funny when I do it, but honestly, anyway, you can only control so much. So I do have a little container of coffee beans. You can buy a 5-pack of little containers in the consultant store right now. They don't look like this. They're lighter colored and more updated. This is old Scentsy font, but this is always good to have with coffee beans in it. You can smell your arm, you can smell tea bags, whatever that looks like, but basically you're just interrupting your nasal passages. And so when you're smelling 80 something scents, your nose will start holding on to some of the scents, and then all of a sudden everything smells like Luna, which for me is not a good thing. So you want to make sure that everything kind of smells fresh. So you smell these, which are pretty strong, or you smell a tea bag, or you smell your skin. It just kind of clears the nasal passage. So then when you go back, the other thing I will say is, if somebody says they can't smell this, I always tell people to take it and rub it and warm it up a little bit, and then it usually releases the scent a little bit more. Right now, if you're still going to be doing parties or sniffing sessions and people are doing that, I would make sure that they wash their hands first, and make sure that you have some hand sanitizer with you, so that you can, like, I have a party on Saturday that still wants to go ahead, and I'm going to make them wash their hands, and I'm probably going to bring hand sanitizer with me and make sure that that is done, and try to make sure that they don't put their nose in it. So, but those are some things. Same thing with your bag parties. Make sure during this crazy time that I'm using alcohol wipes and things like that to wipe down all my testers and make sure they're okay before I get them to the next person. So that's just the tips on that. So that is what they get. This is what they do. And then at 7:30, usually what I do is I get started. I'm going to swipe comments away now. Okay. It might get a little dark, so I might turn. Ooh, thank you, Facebook. Facebook just gave me some light. I'll turn a light on if it gets any darker and weird. So once that starts, I usually will give the host her host gift and thank everybody for coming. And then, because the other thing that you want to do is when people are sniffing and smelling and sharing, and some people will smell with their whole body, they'll be like, ugh. And some people are like triple sniffers, they'll be like, you know what this reminds me of? Like every scent. So sometimes I'll just kind of walk around while they're all sniffing things and just try to get to know them and go, oh, that's a good one. Oh, you like that one? Are you crazy? That stinks. Like, have it, build that relationship and float. Don't just stand there and stare at them. So that I'm going to quick say that. Around a half hour after, usually, we start. Now, usually by the time everybody's done, so lately I've been doing bingo parties where I give everybody a plate with a bingo card and plastic markers, the little plastic chips to put over their dots, over their squares. But if I wasn't doing bingo, I would play a game to loosen everybody up at this point. And usually when you play games at a Scentsy party, you want them to somehow relate to Scentsy. If you can, either to book, sell, or recruit kind of thing. You can do the left-right game or the Scentsy story game. I did those forever. Now everybody kind of knows them. But if you don't, they're in the Team Wunder Bar files in our team page. And but you play a game. Then you kind of get going. So what I like to do is I start with the fragrance delivery systems, because those are truly, besides laundry, the most popular things that we sell. That is where you want people to start. That's what you want people to invest in. So that's kind of where you want to start. And starting with the history of Scentsy is important as well. So I am going to stand up, I think, and go by the counter. Let me see if this works. Let me see if I turn a light on. Because then it's coming this way. That, you just get my boobs then. You don't want that. All right, let me... Does that work? Does that work? That works. Okay. So, with your Scentsy warmers, our warmers are all handcrafted. There's no machines used to make our warmers. They all come with a lifetime guarantee against manufacturer's defects. And that means you can't throw them at your ex-husband when he comes to pick up the kids or anything like that. That's not covered. Hopefully you can still hear me. And some come with a element, and some come with a light bulb to heat the wax. So when Scentsy first started here in New Zealand, let me come this way quick. When Scentsy came to New Zealand, all of our warmers were element plates. So this is what an element plate looks like. Element warmers, some have lights still that are LEDs and some do not. They all have an on-off switch in the back, and if they don't have lights, there's a little red indicator light here that will go on to let you know when your warmer is on, and then your cord goes here. Your dish sits on top and you put the wax there. This one's called Isabella. She's quite a big seller for me, I have to say, because she doesn't have, sorry, the dog's scratching his ear. So that one's quite, but I bring this one along because it's a sturdy one to pass around, and it's got really pretty detail on it, and they can kind of see what it looks like. And then we have these. So this one is pink topaz, and it is currently on clearance while supplies last in the clearance section. So let me know if you're interested in this. This one's called Nova. These ones obviously heat with a light bulb, so I showed them the light bulb. I do not carry stock, but I do carry light bulbs, so in case somebody's light bulb burns out, you have one available to you right away and you don't have to wait. The newest warmers, probably the last year or so, on the warmer, in the warmer, it tells you, maybe it's easier that way. There's a number 4, if you can see that right there. There's a number 4. This tells you how many cubes you should be using in this dish. So a lot of them will tell you now, where the older ones like Isabella, they won't tell you. So, but you should always have the wax about 3/4 full when it's melted. And the reason why is because these are supposed to be low temp. So if you only have a small amount of wax pool in here, your wax is going to get warmer than intended. So when it gets warmer than intended, the top note will warm off, and then the middle note and the base note. So it might not smell as strong as what you thought it would for as long as you thought it would. So when it has a bigger pool of wax, it actually stays cooler, and therefore it lasts longer and the scent throw is further. So you get more money actually out of your wax if you use the proper amount of cubes in your warmers. This is a mini warmer. So this is a mini warmer on a desktop base. So this has an on-off switch on the back, and it has a cord. So that if you have a little space but you maybe don't have a plug like on the kitchen wall here, that is a great solution. I do recommend only 1 cube in these unless you live alone without pets or men. That's what I always say. Because if you do 2, it'll get really full. And if you spill, well, now this is one of those, this is the Radiate Positivity warmer. And this warmer, like many of our white porcelain warmers, are a bitch to clean if you spill wax down them. I'm just gonna say that, and it's textured. Like Tilly is a little bit easier because it's smoother, but like this one, so what I do is I say, let it cool, and then you wanna use just a plastic, either a Tupperware citrus peeler or a Scentsy spatula or a kiwi fruit knife that's plastic, and you just slide it down the side and it pops the little cooled out disc, and then you can use it as a fire starter, or you can use it as a, or you just toss it away or whatever. But anything that doesn't have a separate dish to it, I always say let it cool first. Or this is something called a cotton cleanup. In case you guys haven't seen this, this is a cotton cleanup. They come in a bag of 25 for $13. They absorb about 4 cubes or a little bit more, I think, of wax. So when the wax is in the dish, you put this in, it soaks up the liquid, and sometimes you have to do a little swish but it will actually clean and soak up all the dish. You can use this for a fire starter now that we're coming into colder months, hopefully. Today was really hot. But these make things really easy. They're also really nice, of course. They're also very nice for little gifts for people too, and their hostess gifts and orders and things like that, like 6 packs of wax. And then I put a little tag with them to tell them how to use it. And I've done a little video, so sometimes I'll send the little video because it just shows how it works. It's a great video to do on live on Facebook as well. So you can do that. You can use cotton balls and let it absorb that way. But usually what I do is I just take the dish, dump it into the rubbish, wipe it out, put it back, and put some more cubes in it. So that's my normal. We also have, since I'm kind of far away, we also have glass mini warmers. So this is Believe in Your Dreams. All of our mini warmers, like this one that has the tabletop base, they can also be plug-ins to the walls, like little night lights. Wax goes in there. But the plug goes into the wall. There's a little button on them so that you can move the plug whichever way you need it so that it's always going the right way. Probably should have done it that way instead, see? There is an on-off switch here, which you always want to use instead of turning it off at the wall. Your bulbs will last longer if, one, you don't touch them. So when you take them out of the packaging, keep the bubble wrap around it and screw it in with using the bubble wrap. So that your skin oils don't get on the bulb and cause a hot spot, and turn it on and off here as opposed to on the wall. We found that those keep the bulbs working a little bit better, and honestly the people that leave theirs on all the time, they don't go through bulbs as fast as the people that are always turning it on and off. So that's just a tip for you consultants. So that is that. All right, wax. I'm going to quickly swipe. Okay, just watching. Cool. All right. This is a wax bar. We do not burn anything. Those aren't burners. They are warmers. You can say melt. You can say warm. But if you say burn around me, ask my customers. I just about lose my shit. Because we don't burn anything. We don't burn people. We don't burn houses. We don't burn anything. So there's no light, there's no flame, or there's no, this is me and my lighter, and there's no flame, so we're not burning anything. You can always stick your hand in the wax. It's not going to burn you or your kids or your animals and things like that. So wax goes with warmers. So this is a wax bar. It has 8 cubes. Each cube is supposed to last between 8 to 10 hours. So now one of the great things about these are, because if you're using the right amount of wax, you are going to, ooh, that smells good. The scent might be there a while, so you maybe want to change the scent, but you still have lots of scent left in the one that's already in there. You can pour it right back into the clamshell and have it reset and use it at another time. Unlike when you try to do that with a burner and a tea light, it never smells the same. So this one is called Zephyr. It's one of our Bring Back My bars. It's a beautiful scent. It's growing on me for sure. I actually call it illegal because it smells like a young boy that would get me in trouble. Anyway, sorry about the barking. I should shut the drapes, to be honest. We'll see how we go. So this is a bar. You can get them buy ones. You can save $1 on 3, or you can buy 5 and get 1 free with these. When you're getting started with Scentsy, we do have some bundle and save bundles where you get a deal if you buy a warmer and 3 bars, or 2 warmers and 6 bars. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. So this is a Scentsy bar, and I usually pass this around, and I do try to pass around the scent of the month or something that they hadn't smelled in the testers already. So that's what this one is. All of our wax is a food grade paraffin. It is made out of the same paraffin that is used to spray your apples to make them shiny at the grocery store, unless you're buying organic. If your kids ate this or your dog ate it, they wouldn't have to go to A&E. It's non-toxic. It's not going to taste like sugar cookie. It's going to taste like wax though. An 11-year-old boy tried it for me. So, I have some Schwartz, as we say in America, Schwartz on my shirt. So that is a Scentsy wax bar, and those are what is used in the warmers. All right. Then I usually say, any questions? The next thing is our diffusers. This is a premium diffuser, and this is our deluxe diffuser. So I'm going to turn this off just for a second, just so you can see this a little bit more. There's 2 buttons in the front. So the cold mist, hold on, there we go. The cold mist is separate to the light so that you don't have to have like a discotheque in your bedroom unless you want one. When you order a diffuser, it comes in 2 boxes. The first one will have the shade of your choice. This shade is my top seller, and this is called Stargaze. The inside of the diffuser, premium diffusers, all look like this. This is the same piece, no matter which premium diffuser that you order. This is the same, just the dress is different, as I call it. So what you do is you remove this. Because you're consultants, some of you might not know this yet, because it took me a long time to know this. Inside of the cone, there's this line here. If you take your finger and put it underneath the little thing and then hold it and go to the tap, fill it with water up to that line. Then when you get to bring it back to the diffuser and you move your finger, it fills up the reservoir here with exactly the right amount of water. Okay, how cool is that? Then you add however many drops of essential oils that you have. So I have essential oils underneath the buddies. So essential oils. This one's passion fruit bamboo flower. Lucy likes this one. You put a couple drops of that in there, and then you put that on. Now, because it's the same inside, you can buy new diffuser shades at any time and just switch the shade, because they all are interchangeable on this base. So the base is always the same, but you can also buy different, because our diffusers come with a limited lifetime warranty against manufacturer's defects. So once you purchase one, you've invested for it, you'll have it forever. And you might get sick of this one, so you might want to get a different shade. And so they all just fit on top of each other. The button with the water droplet on it, if you put it on 1, it goes on high, and high goes 4 hours and then automatically shuts off. And then there's a low and an intermittent that go 8 hours and then automatically shut off. Okay? It only shuts off with the water. If you have the lights going, the lights are not auto shut off on this. So then we have the little light switch over here. There's 16 different lighting options. So the first lighting option is white on high, white on low, and then there's something called the candle flicker mode. So I can see it in the screen that you can see it's flickering. So because we don't want to do candles, this is a way to have that candle flickering ambiance without having the candle. Then when you hold the button down again, it'll go off. And then you hold it down again, and then the pretty colors show up. There's 13 different colors. It can cycle through all of them, or you can just click the button and it will stop at whatever color you would like it to. Now, Stargaze is all hand painted, so every single one of them is different. So it's fun to see when people order theirs. I'll throw it on top of the lights just to see their paint job on theirs, because like mine's missing a lot in this area, and there's like a little smudge over here. But like some people, they have so much explosions in theirs. It's very, very cool, and different color as well. Like different colors show up with the white light. It's very cool. So that's why they are so expensive. It is hand blown glass, layers and layers and layers of it, and it's all hand painted. So if you ever can look at this close up, you will see all the different layers, and it just blows your mind. So this is a premium diffuser. Then we have this diffuser, which is our deluxe diffuser. I'm gonna pick it up. Our deluxe diffuser is a little bit different. There's two little slider buttons on the front, which is amazing. There is only one style, it's this one. The reservoir is 450 mil, which this one is less than a cup, just to give you an idea. So this will go all day long, and possibly on to the next day, really. And everything is very easy to use because it's just slide buttons. So the bottom slide is your cool water mist. And again, you're using cold tap water in both of these, and essential oils. Scentsy has amazing essential oils, but you can use anybody's essential oils and not void your warranty. Where with the warmers, you really want to stick to Scentsy wax, especially with the porcelain ones, because they're not meant to have straight oils and things like that. The bars have been formulated the right way, and too much of an essential oil might eat away the glaze, and all of a sudden you have a crack in your warmer and your warmer stops working. It's not covered. Glass is probably a little bit easier to be naughty with, I'm just saying that, but technically just only Scentsy wax and Scentsy warmers. Thank you. All right, so with this one, so the bottom has the button, so we'll go, there's a low and then there's a high. And then at the top is a button with all the different colors. So you can go through each color. I love this diffuser. I really do. I thought I wouldn't, but I do. And then this last one, it'll just keep cycling through all the colors. So you can choose whichever one you want that way as well. And it works exactly the same as cold tap water and adding your essential oils. Our essential oils, let me hold it up where it's white, there you go. They come amazing selection of oils, and we only recommend oils for scent. We are a scent company, and there is no regulating institution or anything. There's no regulations on essential oils. So if people try to say yes, but they're this and this certified, it's what they made up. It's not actually true. So there is no governing body about essential oils. So Scentsy takes the legal approach, so we're not liable for anything. And you cannot claim medical claims with our products. The only one you kind of do it with was the Scentsy Soak, because it has Epsom salt in it, but otherwise nothing else. It's all very general. You can say things like, my customers have found that when they put their diffusers on red and they use Twinkle Twinkle, their kids seem to sleep better. You're not making any claims. You're just saying, my customers or someone I know or my friends or what we've tried was, and we had good success with it. But you cannot say, oh my gosh, use lavender oil and this and it is going to cure your insomnia. We don't do that. We don't recommend you take it internally. We don't recommend that you put it on topically, because this is a consultant training video. I have worn oils since I was in high school. I always mix them with lotion, and it helps the scent with, I just love creating my own scents in lotion with oils. So I have used our things, but you do not want to sell them that way. It's up to them what they do with them, but we cannot promote them that way. So this is what our oils look like. I'll hold one close in case you guys don't have one yet. There is an oil kit that you can buy with little oils. I do have some of those here. I just try to use my free and half price things and build my stash of big ones up when I can, because I'm not a fan of the little bottles because I think they leak. I'm not a fan. But just to give you an idea, this is the little, from the the little ones you get in the transition kit, and this is a big one. So just to give you an idea. Okay. All right. Essential oils and diffusers, wax and warmers, and then our third fragrance delivery system is our Scentsy Goes and fan diffusers. Scentsy Goes are my absolute favorite product. The idea behind these came when everybody wanted a cordless warmer. However, Scentsy cannot get a battery to stay consistent enough to warm wax and keep it warmed. So they did work on it. They did hear us, but it didn't work. So they created a Scentsy Go. Scentsy Go is cordless, it's rechargeable, it's portable, it fits in the cup holder of your car, it's great for a caravan. It can actually roll on the floor, like under your kid's bed, and it'll still work, which is great. It's great for those rooms that don't have a plug in them, like a bathroom or things like that. Gosh, they really do go everywhere. If you take them on an airplane, you want to make sure that they're in your carry-on because they do have a lithium-ion battery, which is considered bomb-making material. So if you check it, they're going to confiscate it. So make sure it's in your carry-on. But let me tell you, in a long-haul flight, pulling this out at 1 o'clock in the morning because the plane is all done eating and they're farting in their seats, this is amazing. Just saying. So how this works is there is a top. You can get it in a silver or a rose gold band. There is a solid, but I don't promote the solid, and I don't sell the solid. I've sold it once or twice, and both people ended up giving it to somebody else and buying the real one. So I don't really talk about it, but that's kind of my experience with it. And it's completely white. The battery doesn't last as long, and it doesn't have the lights. Yeah. So also doesn't have the automatic 3-hour shut off. It just keeps going, and that was a problem with some of the two people that bought it as well. So so this twists off. 2 pods can go in here, but I have 1 in here right now. I have vanilla mint. So this is what our pods look like. The pods have the scented little BBs in there. So how this works is there's 3 little buttons, or 2 buttons and a doohickey. This has a fan on it, so this is how you get it to go, and this one has a light. There's 7 different lights. It'll cycle through like I've had it doing, or you can stop it on a specific light and keep it at that color, or you can turn it off. It's fine, and the fan still works. And then this, you get a USB cord with it, so this lifts up so that you can charge it. Takes about 6 hours to charge completely. Once it's charged, they have told us 3 different things. It used to be 40 hours, and all of a sudden it says 18 in your books, but I know it goes longer than 18 hours. I know it does. I'm positive it does. But after 3 hours, it will automatically shut off, and then you have to just turn it back on. And that is basically to help you save your battery in case you left it on in your car or something like that, and so you're not wasting it. So what happens is when you hold down the fan button, watch what happens. See how the fan started going? So the fan goes and it pushes the air through the pod, and then you have the scent. So that is how, and then you just turn this back on. It's great. I put it in my bag when I go do errands. I put it in the car. It legit, I love it. Great for hotels, things like that, okay? So our pods look like this. They come in a pack of 2. Each pod is 120 hours of scent. So you open them up and they look like that. This is Tropic Tango, so yummy. So that's how so these pods also go into our fan diffusers. So the first fan diffusers that we have are like our plug-in warmers, but these are actually fan diffusers. So these ones are very durable. They don't light up or glow like our mini warmers do, but this little itty bitty thing here is blue when you turn it on, but that's the only light. So for me, for instance, I had that, like something like that in my hallway. It wasn't even that bright, but I had to turn it off at night because it would reflect into my bedroom light, and I like everything very dark. So I could switch to one of these, and now I didn't have that problem anymore, but I still had scent. So you literally just pull that off. That's the shade. There's a pod in here, but you can put 2 in there. You're still good. And then once you plug it in, then the fan starts going. Once you press the on button, the fan starts going, and it does the same thing, pushes the air out so that you get the fragrance. Put that back on. This again has the same thing, so you push this button, and that way you can turn this so that it's the right way all the time. This is also open. Now, one of the weird things about this, or good things, is that it can be used actually upside down because the air is still blowing through the pod and the pods don't fall out. So I had a lady that had 2 plugs on either side of her TV up on the wall, so she could actually have them like little light. You know, they look like little lights shining down, but it was actually scent. So she left them upside down, and so that when she'd sit on the couch, it would just blow fragrance on her. So that is how that works. Again, these are great to travel with as long as your plug is good. That doesn't sound good. Anyway, I knew it was just going to go awry at some point. And this comes in 3 different styles. So one of the things I always tell people to do, why I tab my catalogs, and I say go to the green tab in your catalog, green for go. So the green for go tab has all of the fan diffusers and the scents listed of what the pods come in. Has all the wall fan diffusers here so that you can see the different styles, and it shows them the different perks and things like that. And then our newest product is our mini fan diffuser, and the mini fan diffuser looks like this, and like it fits in my hand, and it comes with a USB plug. So you put this in the back, you know, just insert A with B. You too can be, the hell, okay, there it is. And then you plug this into your charger or your laptop or your computer or whatever you have that you want to plug this into. And then you take a pod, here's your pod, and you go like that and you plug it in and it goes. There is no auto shut off, there is no on off button, it's just on or it's unplugged. That's how it works. It does need air circulating from underneath, so if you're using it in the cup holder of your car, make sure that there's nothing clogging that up. They're also great for travel because they are really flat, so they'll sit nice in a book bag or something like that. The box for them is very discreet as well, so again, might be easier to travel with than maybe the Scentsy Go now, as long as you have, which everybody usually has their charger with them. So personal mini fan diffuser in your space. These are great if you know anybody that works in a cubicle, or now working from home. That might be a great thing for them to use. So that is so let's go through this again. Wax and warmers, diffusers and oils, and then mini fan diffusers and Scentsy Go with pods, okay? So that's basically our 3 main fragrance delivery systems. The newest fragrance delivery system is our fragrance flowers. So our fragrance flowers come in a variety of scents, and they last at least 60 days. So how it works, this is the fragrance oil. It has the scent on the top. It's also on the bottom of the box. So if you get the box and you're like, I can't tell them apart, it's on the bottom of the box. The other thing I do when I get the order for these is I open the bottom of the box and I pull this out. This is the decorative cap, and I put it in the top of the box so my customers don't have to look for it. But basically you unscrew this, you pull out that plug, put that on, and then you put the flower in. Now this is the flower that I take to all my parties. So this flower is actually made out of solar wood. So this is wood, just so you know. They're all handmade. You stick it in the fluid. Usually within 24 hours, it has absorbed quite a bit of fluid, almost maybe even half after 2 days. And then it slows down. But it will start looking more like real flower petals once it absorbs the liquid. Some people tip the ends with a Sharpie or something like that so that once it blooms, more or less, it's like a watercolor effect, and it's really, really cool, so you can have colored flowers if you'd like. I recently had somebody get these for all of her tables at her wedding. And then all the wedding party and some people and family could take one home with them, which I don't actually even know how they actually got them home. But this is another way. Again, this was created because we always said we needed something for the coffee table. You know, something that you could put in the middle of the room that didn't require a plug or a cord. Oh, for God's sakes. So, so that is our fragrance flower. Those have become very, very, very popular. I'm trying to see. I don't have those marked in the book because I don't know. I mean, I talk about them a lot and I sell quite a few, but I don't think people need to see the page to get them, I guess, is my take on that. And now when I want to look for it, I can't find it. It is on page 34 in your catalog. So, and then it has there like the fragrances that are available. One of the things I will tell you that how to see what comes in your scents. So if you take your catalog and you go to the back page and then go back one more, actually two, you'll see all these strips of really pretty colors. If you go to the top tells you the product name. If there is a dot in that line, in that fragrance, it means it comes in that fragrance. So here you have all of our kind of the smaller items. Here you have our laundry, your clean, and your body products, so you can see, and then we have Disney and Pets and Marvel in here as well, and what products come in those scents. So this is like your cheat sheet, so make sure you're checking. I still screw this up once in a while, or I don't catch it on an order form and then I get home, so make sure you do get their cell phone number, so in case they did pick something wrong, you can easily text them and go, hey, I just realized I missed that you can't get this in this fragrance or whatever. So that is that. After that, I go to, those are really my main subjects. After that, I usually go to laundry because that's the next big seller and the most consistent reorder. Because you have to remember, if people buy a diffuser, most people that buy diffusers, they'll buy oils from wherever. So it's good to get them interested in something like washer whiffs that they're going to reorder and love and reuse, and things like need to reorder. So so next I talk about laundry. I only have whiffs with me, but laundry is the blue tab in the catalog. So I go to the blue tab in the catalog and I say, we have the most amazing laundry. It's all very, very concentrated. It's great for top load or front load, and it's great for all septic systems. It is also good for the environment, and it's actually good for your neighborhood because your house will not be the house that smells like cat pee. You know, every neighborhood has a house that smells like cat pee. Yeah. Your house will be the one that smells amazing because the water that leaves your washing machine and goes outside actually will smell amazing like this. I used to have a neighbor who would always go, I smell you, Scentsy lady. And I used to have a courier where I lived in Leithfield, and he would always make jokes about how he could smell my house when he was coming up the road. And I was like, he's just taking the crap. And I went, oh, I know what he means. So I figured it out once my neighbor explained it to me. So the first thing is laundry. The laundry liquid. So our laundry liquid is extremely concentrated. It's great for sensitive skin. Most people I know that have eczema and problem skin, psoriasis, they love our laundry products. Obviously everybody's going to be different. So if you want to do samples, get the sample things out of this consultant store and give them a sample to try before they go and purchase a whole thing. But most people are willing to work, and they're trying to find things that they love that smell good, because usually if you do have sensitive skin or skin issues, it's really hard to find things that are nice for your skin. So, and that smell good. It's very, very concentrated, very concentrated. I believe this says 50 medium loads. Yeah, and I still go by this. American medium, which is like small here. Seriously, I'm like, yeah, I think you get more than 50 out of it. Then we have our Scent Soft. So Scent Soft helps reduce static electricity. It also adds scent, and it also softens your clothes like a fabric softener, but it's actually good for your clothes and good for your washing machine, unlike regular fabric softener, which will destroy your washing machine. So that's the plug on those ones. Then we have the Big Mama Jamma, which is your washer whiffs. Most of you already know, and all of you got washer whiffs in your kit. So it comes in 2 sizes, one of these, or it comes with a 1.36 kg tub, and the tub is like 3 of these, but it's a better deal because this is 22, but the tub is 55. So otherwise it would be 66 if you bought 3 of these. So and it would equal the same amount. There is a scoop in there. You can use how much or how little you want. Most people start and they're stingy, so they'll use this much for their towels and their sheets, and then they'll add a little bit more and they'll use some for their clothes and their sheets and their towels, but they won't use the kids or use it on their kids or husband. And then finally they just give up and use a whole scoop. I'm a 2 scooper. I also like to mix scents, so I use a scoop of this and a scoop of that to create new scents. So this is basically scented salt crystals. So these can take the scent of chlorine out of your clothes, the mustiness out of clothes or a blanket or something in the wardrobe. It's great for the smell of urine and diesel and nicotine, and my farmers like it because it takes the smell of colostrum out of their clothes. I have a gentleman that works in the sewage lines, and he likes his clothes as well to smell nice as opposed to smelling like poos. So it really does win the scent war. So sorry. And then finally we have, well actually we have 2 now in this one, dryer discs. Oh, I don't have them out. They're in my bag, but there's 2 dryer discs. Oh, I don't have those out either. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I forgot to grab those thingies. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I missed those bits. Okay, so dryer discs look like this. If you hold it up against to a car bar, just as a car bar looks like that, but width-wise, they're very different. So you just use one at a time. You throw it in with the clothes. They tumble in the dryer, and they help with static electricity. They do add scent, but whatever you're using in washer whiffs wins. So I just use whatever one I have available. The other thing I'm going to tell you is some people go, do I really need everything? Do I need to use all the products in the category? And I tell people, you know, at Christmas time, when you can get your favorite perfume in a shower gel and a lotion and a fragrance, the reason is when you fragrance layer, you use less product and it lasts a lot longer. One of the things that makes me cringe is when I see people have bottles of perfume in their purse. You should only need to put perfume on once a day. Like, you should not need it in your bag. And it freaks me out because it's not cheap perfume and it's going to break, or you're going to spill it, or something's going to go wrong. I've done it. And you shouldn't need to. And hydrated skin holds scent longer. So hydrate your skin. So that's a whole nother subject, but that is the purpose of using all the things in the line, is that you actually end up using less of the products but getting more of the scent, and it lasts longer. So that is your laundry products. And of course at the bottom of this page you have the scent choices that are available. And then as well of the bundle prices as well. I'm so happy that Scentsy did that for us. Thank you, Scentsy. All right, so then we have, so that is done with laundry. Kids products, I usually ask people, do you want me to go over kids? Because some people are like, nah, just keep going. I'm like, okay. And some people are like, yeah. So that one's kind of a whatever, but I'll go over it with you so that you understand what everything is. Buddy clips. Buddy clips have a clip. They can clip onto any bag or pram or car mirror or keychain or whatever the heck you want them to. They smell like a specific scent. You cannot change the scent. I don't know how long they last because I still have one from like 3 or 4 years ago that still smells, just very faint. So they do last a really long time. I tell everybody to go to the orange tab in my catalog. And then go one forward. So then we have those kind of things. So they come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters right now, plus our Easter ones that we currently have. Then we have our sidekicks. Sidekicks are sensory toys. So sensory toys meaning the arms and legs crinkle. There is Velcro to keep, so you can attach it to a pram or a buggy or a crib or whatever that works for you. These can be removed and put in the dishwasher, and you can hang other things on that little ribbon if you'd like. On these ones, the socks go also up and down, so you have that, and they smell amazing. So that is what a sidekick is. Then we have something called Blankie Buddies. So Blankie Buddies are for infants, although I keep saying it's for unstable people to rock in the corner at work with. So this has the soft and the satin on the inside like a blanket. Smells amazing, but also has that cute little stuffed animal feel to it as well. These are really popular with new babies. So, you know, once everybody's having babies in 9 months from now because they've been under self-isolation, you might be selling lots of these ones. And then we have our Scentsy Friends. So Scentsy Friends come with their own Scentsy Buddy. It's got a string to hold it inside with the pocket. Sadly, these don't smell because I was like, ooh, does that smell? I suppose it might mix with the other smells, so you put that back in. They come in 3 different styles. There's a pink-haired girl, which named Capri, but I told Heidi and Orville that they need somebody. Capri should be wearing black Converse Chuck Taylors and jeans and a Scentsy shirt, and then I would be more apt to have one. But these are the same, so they have little bloomers, and then if you flip her around, you have the pocket. So the pocket is here, and you can choose whichever scent pack is available to put inside of her, just like any of our full-size buddies. So so this is Emily. She's my favorite of the group. I do like Capri too, but the other one looks like she stuck her finger in a light socket or is like a weird illegitimate child of Rod Stewart or something. It's very strange looking. And I say all this at my parties, just so you know. Then we have a Scentsy Buddy. So Scentsy Buddies are, this is the signature look with their hands and their legs, that corduroy looking. They always have the Scentsy logo on their foot. They also have this on their butts. I was thinking about getting one of those on my butt. And they do have the zipper in the back, and then you can put whatever scent pack in them that you would like. And some people get them just to leave on their beds, and some people get them for their kids. One of the other thing that I have a lot of people that did this was if their kids are autistic or have separation anxiety, mom will pick the same scent pack in here that she warms in the house, and then even the schools and the preschools will sometimes purchase a warmer in the bars so that the child kind of stays calmer all day. Again, we can't make health claims, but I have seen and witnessed this work for many people, and I do have several preschools and schools and special needs kids and autistic kids that this is been really, very helpful for them. So that's another thing to remember when you're talking to people and trying to help people, not sell to them, but help them, make things a little bit easier on them, if you will. What else could I say for kids things? Again, this is where I'd show what the buddies we have, and they will have already smelled the scents and things like that under that page. So, okay. Pet items. I think they're kind of self-explanatory in the catalog, so I'm not going to go through those very much, but what I can tell you as a tip, they're great to sample. Samples have worked out really well for me. A little goes a long way, and the shine apparently is amazing. The no knot spot, we do have a lot of people that use this on their kids and dolls that have snarls, and the parents have been liking this way better than detangler for their kids, so they've been buying that. Freshen-Up Pup all the things come in 4 scents. I have a bottle of each for Freshen-Up Pup because I do think it smells better when you spray it than when you just twist it and go like this. It smells to me completely different once it's sprayed. So that's why I have all 4 scents. So that is the pet things. And we do have a pet bundle as well now, so they can get a shampoo and a no knot spot, or a shampoo and a Freshen-Up Pup at a deal. And that is on your bundle and save page, which is the second last page from the back. So those are down here on that, and then you have your different things here. So the one things I didn't cover yet, I know this is why I said I'm not going to stop, I'm just going to keep going. We have we have cleaning products which aren't on the counter here. Scentsy Fresh is probably my top seller. So this is like your Febreze. So this sprays on cushions and mattresses and carpets and inside of shoes and pet beds, and if you have fabric in your car or your couches or whatever, this helps freshen that up. It's not a disinfectant, it's just a freshener. I like to do this before people come over. We have our all-purpose cleaner concentrate. This stuff lasts a long time. I've made a ton of samples out of it, and I've made and used it myself in my house, and there's still a lot left. You just mix 1 part of this with 3 parts water and use your own spray bottle. You can have little ones around your house in different rooms just to tidy up. So I like using this for every day. Counter Clean, I will say Counter Clean and All Purpose, they both have a shield feature in them. So when you use them, it creates an invisible shield, so things don't stick and stain as easily. So you do not want to use them on anything that you want shiny or anything that's glass, because it will look foggy. But Counter Clean is amazing for lots of different things, but finished surfaces is the big deal. Anything outside of that is on your own risk. So those pictures that were going around with the shoes and the car seat and things like that, that was Counter Clean, but that was at their own risk. So just in case somebody does damage and they say, well, you said that's what you want to avoid. For us, it's just finished surfaces, but you can try it on other things. I'm just not liable, or Scentsy's not liable if anything gets ruined. So, but amazing products. Yeah. And then this one's one of my favorites, is the Bathroom Clean. The Bathroom Cleaner has a citric acid base to it. So right now, in the times that we're in right now, this is the only Scentsy product that I would be really pushing at this time, and that is because it does have the citric acid in it. So it's still gentle, but it still helps with shower scum, and I use it on windows, I use it on floors, tiles, I can use it everywhere in my entire house, floor to ceiling. And so I do love a bathroom cleaner quite a bit. So and the best way for you guys to really get to know these things is to order them and use them, and take before and after photos. If it doesn't work for what you thought, then great, but if it does, you'll have proof of what it looked like before, and if you can do it live, that's even better. But those are little things to help you right now as well. The next thing would be on the go products. So we have scent circles. So scent circles are literally a cardboard circle dipped in essential oils. So with these, you want to make sure that they are always hanging. You don't want them left in the sun on something, because it will probably ruin that surface. Essential oils are very powerful. These are supposed to last a week or 2 in your car per se, but you can hang them where your rubbish bin is. You can hang them around your toilet, back of your bathroom door. If you do put them in your wardrobe, you want to push it all the way to the back and don't let it touch the clothing in case it gets too warm. You don't want anything dripping or getting funky by touching your clothes. So that's the big warning on those, just like the ones that you'd buy at Super Auto or Repco or whatever. It's the same idea. There are warnings on the packages, so use them. But this is the least expensive item we have in our store. They also are great for mailing. So if you want to send somebody a letter or a card, one of these in the packet doesn't change your shipping. So that's really nice to do as well. Then we have the Scentsy car bar. So I have mixed feelings on these. I don't think some of the scents I think last great, and some of the things I don't think last that great. I also think they last better in colder weather than warmer weather, but some people absolutely love them and adore them. With these, they can touch things because the fragrance is infused in the plastic. These are actually made in Germany, so you know their quality, as my grandpa would say. And then I always make a joke that once they don't smell anymore, people like to use these for a headband or a hair tie. So that's another thing you can sell that. These are supposed to last between 3 to 4 weeks. Again, but there are some fragrances where I will just say, get 2 of these instead of 1 of these, and you'll have much more fragrance with 2 of these than 1 of these for longer. The next thing is the car bar clip. So this is a car bar clip. It comes in a pack of 2, looks like that when it comes, and there's a little hole in the back, and you just pop that in the back, and then you use that to stick on your vents of your car, and then the air comes through and the scent goes through your car. These I love. They're supposed to last about 30 days. Mine still smells amazing, and I had it in my car for a couple months. So, and we do have some more fragrances available now. When it first came, there was only like 5. So these are great, but just kind of to show you the difference in size, you have, goes like that, but again, the thickness is different as well. So, and then we have scent packs. So scent packs they don't have the long string. I'm trying to put my foot up on the chair. It has a little loop, so you can hang it around your indicator wand in the car, or that little dry cleaning hook in the back seat. These last about 3 months. You can put them in your pillowcase, you can put them in your gym bag, you can put them in your buddy, you can put them in the linen closet, you can put them in your dresser drawers, you can put them really anywhere you would like to put them. And once they stop smelling good, you can either donate them or throw them at people because they're soft. And once again, if kids suck on this or dog eats it, it's not toxic, so you don't have to worry about that. So that is a scent pack. And once again, if you look at the pages where all the colorful lines are, at the top, it tells you all the things that come available in those products. Now, we don't carry room spray here in New Zealand, so don't be selling room spray. And Scentsy Fresh is not room spray, just to also put that out there. It's not the same, but if it works for you, then fine. But room spray, when we go over to Australia, I usually get some room spray delivered to my friend there from my PWS and bring some back for myself that way. So finally, the last thing I think is body care from what I can see. I have every scent that we have, but in various products. So like I have a sea salt and avocado body cream, but I have a prickly pear and agave hand cream. I have a Luna lotion, a Jammy Time body wash, and they're not full, like, you know, and people can use them at the parties. I don't tend to talk too much about them. I just leave them usually around, like where the food table is, or where people like congregate to get their drinks and stuff, so that they can play with them and use them. There's everything about them is in the catalog, so I don't really need any specific things. I do have a bag of Scentsy soak with me as well for people to see the size and things with as well. So that is pretty much everything. See what I'm saying? It's a long time. So after I go through this, I ask if anybody has any questions. I'm going to sit down again. And then I sit down. No, I don't. I usually stand, or I'm sitting on the floor, to be honest. After I'm done with my presentation, I ask, does anybody have any questions? If anybody needs to see anything, because sometimes it's really hard to see warmers here, and they might not be in the catalog like featured. So I'll be like, if anybody wants to see any warmers in real life, I can show you. I'll Google them for you or YouTube them for you so you can see what they look like on my phone. So I do have a big variety of different warmers that I've found over the time, good pictures of, and I keep them in my favorites folder on my phone. And then the other thing I do is I tell them, I hold the order form up and say, I'm going to give you your order forms while I pick up your bingo trays. And I need you to fill out all of the information that's highlighted because the computer's going to ask me. I said, and there's no wrong way to fill out your order form. I'll figure it out. Shipping is 15% unless we get up to $9.25 in sales tonight, but I'll let you know. Right now, just do it 15%. And I prefer credit or debit card. Please make sure I have your cell number, not your home number, your cell number. And yes, I prefer debit or credit card because it's a lot easier and I don't have to wait for anything or chase anything. But if you need my bank details, you're more than welcome to have those as well. And I don't take checks. I can take cash, but I don't have change. So please let me know if you have any other questions, and now you guys can go eat and finish sniffing or re-sniffing if you have to, and I'm here. I'm just going to turn off the warmer with the wax in it. I do not put new wax in my warmers before a party because sometimes it can be really intense while they're smelling all the scents. So I let the diffuser do most of the scent, and I use used wax in the warmers. And I'll go, if anybody doesn't mind, I'm just going to turn off this warmer so the wax can start to set. These two don't have wax in them. I don't have to put wax in all of them. And so I pass it out, and then I just back off. Oh, I lie. Because during the party, I do go through the yellow, which was the hostess tab. So I do go through the hostess tab. Sorry. I was just doing product knowledge. I do go through the hostess tab, which is my yellow tab, and I tell them, look, tonight Sally's going to be earning free and half price Scentsy based on the sales of this party. When you hold your own party, you will get the free and half price things at yours, and Sally will get an additional half price thing at your party. When Sally has 3 bookings from her party tonight, I will give Sally a warmer of her choice for free after the 3rd party has held. That is only a personal special I do for my customers. That is not something that Scentsy does, and it's just a way for me to say thank you. And that is something that I definitely do. I said I do Facebook parties, I do home parties, I do work parties. We can even meet at a cafe or a restaurant and just have a smelly session. You can do a text party. You can do a bag party and explain what that is. So I give them ideas because some people are just like, meh, about a home party. Or like me, I can fit like 3 people in my house total. So give them ideas and then like, oh yeah, we could do that. So it helps them give ideas. And then I go, and the pink tab is the Patty tab. So the pink tab is your join tab. Now, don't roll your eyes at me. I'm telling you this because if you refer someone to me that joins my team, I will give you a warmer of your choice for free after they've signed up. So as a thank you for helping change 2 lives. It's $169 to join. You get over $300 worth of product. Right now, this month, you can also get over $552 worth of product for free within your first 15 days. So I'll pass this around. If you know anybody that needs some extra income, wants something fun for themselves to do, needs to get away from the kids, or wants to spend more time with the kids, but needs to create some extra income, or most of my consultants basically service their friends and family. So if you have 3 to 5 people that love Scentsy, one of you should join, because it's silly for me to get the money when one of you could be getting all the rewards and the money instead, just taking care of your friends and family. And you just simply open a Scentsy account. It's up to you what you want to do with it. The other thing I want to mention is there is a cheaper kit available at every single party. The host gets the first dibs. It's $100 kit. And if she doesn't want it, somebody else is more than welcome to have it here. You just let me know that you're interested. And I'll help you. I'll show you what's in that one as well. So usually I have that saved in my phone. And then I like to say, and this is me, I'm famous. So I make a little joke about that. I've been in the catalog now for a year, so, so I'm there. I usually tell them a little bit about my story, when I started, all the things that Scentsy has added to my life, what my why was when I started, then my why changed to being able to support myself when I knew Earl was probably going to die, and then after Earl died, proving that I could, and then all my 10 trips that I've earned, and like I've kind of went through all of that, but I also pay attention to who's in my party. If they are all people with tons of kids and that I do talk about people on my team, and I do talk about my friends, because that's not my life, but I can say, hey, my friends have done this, or my friends found this and this and this, or some people joined because of this. So I kind of keep all that knowledge in my head, and that's why I watch a lot of videos, because I get to hear other people's stories and go, oh yeah, that'll probably come in handy. That's good to know, because I wouldn't have run into that because I'm not a mom, kind of thing. So so don't forget to share your story. Usually there's a second game before I talk about my business opportunity. But in general, you kind of get the idea. I don't explain as much when I'm going through things. And to be honest, most people now have seen Scentsy or know a little bit about it, and then I'll just ask them if I'm not sure how to read the room. I'll be like, who owns Scentsy? And I'll have them raise their hand, and I'll be like, who owns a Scentsy warmer? And I'll have them raise their hand. I said, why did you buy a Scentsy warmer? What made you buy one? And I have them share, and then we move on. So you kind of want to read the room, and you kind of want to know who your audience is, but for the most part, that is everything. While they are figuring out what they want and smelling their scents, I will start cleaning up. If they're not around the table, if they're all just sitting down and kind of chattering, I just start kind of cleaning up. I don't hover. I don't stand somewhere and go, let me know when you need an order. Like, I don't do that. Most people will come over to me, or I will just kind of look up and watch, and someone will go, can you come here? And I say, yeah. And it's usually to show them something on my phone, or show them a video on how something looks in real life. So the rest is all about really servicing the party and the guests. And I might eat something at this point if they're all kind of taking their time. A lot of times I will have everybody's order and just be cleaning up. And right before I'm done cleaning up, I will be able to tally all the orders and tell the host how much free and half price stuff she's got, and tell her how much her check would be if she had joined, or if she joins and I flip it. And then I let her basically shop for what she wants if she hasn't already, and finish cleaning up the rest. So all I have left is basically this bag, and then I can grab my stuff and leave. I'm also somebody that I take my shoes off at the door all the time. I feel more comfortable without shoes on, but I always make sure I have socks, because there are a lot of people that find feet very offensive. So I don't show my feet, and you don't kind of know what belief systems you have sometimes going into people's houses as well. So those are some weird little things that I do, but I think make sure I always have Wonder Woman socks on at a party, or Scentsy socks. So yeah. All right, I'm going to swoosh back real quick, and then I'm going to end it. See if there's any questions. No questions. Any questions? For those of you that are still watching? Whew. feel like I was yelling because I was standing so far away. But yeah, I'll wait because I know there's a delay, but otherwise I'm going to go. Feel free to ask me any questions, pop them below the video, and I'll check them. And I'll clean up my mess. Joanne, a typical party. So if it really depends on the guests more than me. I'm pretty methodical. But in general, it kind of ranges depending on the guests. So if the guests are all on time, I'm usually out of there in about a total of 3 hours total. And assuming they know what they want. Because sometimes, to me, like Earl asked me that once, and I said, the sniffing takes a half hour. My bit usually takes about 40 minutes. And then it's up to them and they have to shop. That part is the long part. It's helping people make decisions. It's helping people go, oh, did you want to add a light bulb onto that? Oh, that also comes in this scent. Oh, no, that doesn't come in this scent. Oh, here's the scents. Oh, you want to see those too? Okay, here's a video of that one. So to me, the longest part is customer service at the end of it. Usually 3 hours. When I say I have a 2 o'clock party, I envision me leaving at 5. I get there at 1:15. If it's a 2 o'clock party, I'll get there at 1:15 to set up. But I assume I'm leaving at 5. If they're people that know everything already and are good customers, I go through, because I always still want to play bingo, so I play just like a different kind of bingo. But I just go through the catalog and highlight what's new. It does have little feet on it. So that is where, when you put it on a table, it has some airflow under it. But when sometimes people put it in their cup, they don't. So that's all. I said that too when it first came out, Linda. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. How do you tell the ones that say they will order later? Okay, good question. So usually I have already spoken to, because you want to make sure that when you book a party, you are hostess coaching. You don't just book the party and show up. You are talking to this host at least once a week up to the time of her party. You're posting in the event. You're trying to educate people on the products. You follow up with her and tell her what to do and what to expect. And in my bit on the day of, like in my description in the Facebook event, because every home party gets a Facebook event, assuming they want one. And it's on my little sheet that payment is expected on the night of the party or before. If people, yes, payment due on date of smelly session. I accept MasterCard and Visa, credit, debit cards, cash, but don't carry change, and bank transfer. And I have my bank details written in here. The host knows this because I've coached her. And she will ask me for other people. I will, depending on the crowd, I might just go, so how this works is, once everybody pays and I have everybody's money, hopefully that's today, I will go home and I will place your order. It can take it can take up to 10 business days to ship from Sydney, and then some more days to get to me, where I then inspect, label, and wrap, and then deliver to so-and-so. So, but basically, they know that payment is expected. If it's somebody going, oh man, I don't get paid till Tuesday, say it's a Friday party or a Saturday party, I'll look at everybody and go, does anybody mind if we close the party Tuesday? And if everybody goes, no, that's cool, then I'll close it on Tuesday. But otherwise, if she's like, oh, what, can I place it like in 2 weeks? No, you can't. You have to place it tonight. But usually everything is, you never want to book a party and not host coach, ever. You're basically wasting your time. you're wasting her time. She needs to make sure your job is to get her as much a free and half price Scentsy as you can. And some hosts aren't going to listen to you. Trust me, I have one of those right now that I'm dealing with. But most of them, they don't know. And don't assume other people from other companies know what to do either, because I've done parties for almost everybody and nobody has host coached me. Nobody ran the event on Facebook, even though it was a home party. They did not help share things on the Facebook event to help maybe people that can't come. Because remember, you can share the party link and anybody in New Zealand can, or if that's where you are, can shop from that party link. So for me, one of the worst things, it's just bad, because you want to make sure that she knows what to expect and you're getting her excited and you're remembering what's on her wish list, what she wants to earn, what is she working towards earning, and then give her the goal of what you need to sit to be able to do that. And I know my average on a normal party is about $100 a person, but you know, if it's a reorder party, it might be $50 to $80 a person instead. So I make sure that, and if it's somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, I said, well, you need to find people, because most people that are broke hang out with more people that are broke. I might get hate mail for that, but you need to think outside of I said, if your friends have no money, you need to think outside of them. You need to think of aunties and nanas and moms and people that have jobs and disposable income, because if you want this diffuser for half price, you need to get $645, and I can only do so much. You know your friends, you have to every week I have a follow-up phone call, message or phone call or something, and tell them what to do that week. The last week is you need to contact everybody personally. Do not go in the event and say, can I get a confirmation of who's coming? No, you need to contact everybody personally. Hey, looking forward to seeing you on Saturday at 2:00. Is there anything you're allergic to, or what's your special drink of choice? Let them know you're thinking of them. So this is a whole nother video on hostess coaching. Katie Farner does a great hostess coaching video as well. So I'm not going to go into a huge hostess coaching right now, because that's a whole nother subject, but yes. With the warmer you give for getting 3 party bookings, do you say the whole has to go to? Nope. The host doesn't have to go to the parties. If it wasn't for my host, I wouldn't even have those bookings. So I think it's kind of bitchy of me to say she has to attend. I order it after the third party has held, because she still gets a half price item at that party. I will get her free warmer from my perpetual or from something else at a different order that's going to go in. It probably isn't the same order as that party, unless I have a lot of outside orders to slam on it and get it for free or half price. Hope that makes sense. 8. Okay. Anything else? I hope this helps. Please read your consultant guide. Please read your product training guide. If you haven't ordered one, you can get the PDF one on Workstation. Yeah. Oh yeah, she doesn't get it until after that third party is held. And the beauty of that is that, one, she'll make sure that there's 3 party bookings, and second of all, she will make sure that they hold, because she doesn't get it if somebody cancels. And so because I've had somebody that has tried to cancel, and I said, I will go let so-and-so know. And they go, oh, well, why does she have to know? I said, well, because she was counting on her half price item from your party, and you were the third one in her list of 3, so she could have the warmer of her choice. So I just want to let her know. Absolutely. And then she handles it or finds me another one. And I kind of don't have a cutoff with that either. So, it's your business. You can run it as you want, but that's a personal special I do with mine, and it works really, really well. And like I said, the original host, make sure the stuff holds, because she wants her stuff. Anything else? You are welcome, Linda. My throat hurts now. I'm like, woo. That was a long video. Okay, I'm gonna go. Wait for one more second. Thank you for those of you that tuned in and watched. If you are watching the replay, put hashtag replay or after party down below. I hope you'll learn something. I know a lot of you don't probably get a lot of product knowledge and things like that. Yeah. So stay well and have a great night. And I'm going to go clean up my mess. Bye.